Halloween night. The arena lights dimmed. The crowd buzzed with that electric energy only wrestling fans can create. And then, a shimmer of blue light cut through the darkness. All eyes turned toward the big screen. The camera caught a reflection, a moving shadow behind a mirror. The sound of glass and heartbeat echoed through the speakers. Something wicked, and beautiful, was about to appear. Suddenly, a hand reached through the mirror frame. Slowly, elegantly, she stepped forward. Blake Monroe, the woman fans now call the devilish beauty. Her every move was calculated, every glance loaded with mystery. She wore a white veil that glimmered under the strobe lights. A leather jacket rested on her shoulders, symbolizing rebellion and control. And beneath it, a glittering skeleton design, both playful and haunting. It wasn't just an entrance, it was art in motion. The audience gasped. Phones came out instantly. This wasn't just a wrestler walking to the ring, it was an experience. The entrance theme hit its chorus, and the arena exploded. On social media, clips began to spread like wildfire. Within hours, her mirror entrance had reached thousands. By morning, over 180,000 views. Fans were calling it one of the best entrances in NXT history. Best costume ever. One fan wrote, "Looks like a cross between Madonna and Maleficent." Said another. The praise didn't stop there, even wrestling veterans were impressed. Commentators couldn't help but smile as they replayed the scene again and again. But this wasn't just about fashion or theatrics. Behind that glitter and veil was a woman with a mission. Blake Monroe wasn't here just to look good, she came to win. And that night, she stepped into the ring with nothing but confidence. The NXT Women's North American Championship was on the line. But the situation was unusual. The reigning champion, Sol Luca, was injured. In her place stood Zarya, Luca's tag team partner, now holding the belt for her team. Blake saw her chance, and she didn't hesitate. The bell rang. From the first lock-up, it was clear, Blake had something to prove. She moved with precision, almost dancing between offense and taunt. Every smirk, every turn of her head, perfectly timed to draw the crowd in. The fans booed and cheered in equal measure. That's the magic of a true heel, hated, yet adored. When she slammed Zarya to the mat, the audience roared. It was loud, chaotic, and beautiful. The momentum swung back and forth. Zarya fought hard, proving her resilience. But Blake was relentless, every counter more cunning than the last. She whispered something only Zarya could hear before delivering her finishing move. 1, 2, 3. The referee's hand hit the mat, and it was over. The lights flashed. The crowd stood. Blake Monroe had just claimed her first NXT title. She raised the championship belt high, her mirror entrance still lingering in everyone's mind. The heel had triumphed. The villain had stolen the show. And in that moment, the audience wasn't sure whether to boo or applaud. The video of her victory entrance went viral again. Wrestling forums, X, TikTok, her name was everywhere. Promote her to SmackDown immediately. One user demanded, "She's got star power written all over her," another commented. That night wasn't just another Halloween Havoc. It was the night a new star was born. The mirror, the lights, the attitude, it all came together like a perfect storm. She didn't just walk through the mirror, she shattered expectations. For those who followed her journey closely, this was no surprise. Before she became Blake Monroe, she had already made waves elsewhere. A few years ago, fans in Japan knew her under a different name, Mariah May. On Japanese mats, she built her craft, learned her timing, and found her edge. When she returned to the US, she didn't just bring her skills, she brought her evolution. Blake Monroe was born from that transformation. And at Halloween Havoc, that character came alive like never before. It was villainy wrapped in beauty, a performance that blurred the line between art and wrestling. Even the locker room was buzzing. Fellow wrestlers watched from backstage, some clapping, others in awe. The production team knew they had captured something special. A single entrance that would replay for years in highlight reels. Every Halloween, WWE delivers spectacle, but this was something different. It had cinematic flair, theatrical brilliance, and wrestling firepower. Fans didn't just watch it, they felt it. As she stood on the ramp, mirror fragments glimmering behind her, Blake smiled faintly. A smirk that said, "You love to hate me." It was the kind of charisma you can't teach. The kind that makes villains unforgettable. For days after the event, fans couldn't stop talking about it. GIFs of her mirror entrance looped endlessly across timelines. Fan art began to flood online spaces, from sketches to digital masterpieces. Mirror, mirror, became a phrase everyone associated with her. And that's how legends begin, not just with wins, but with moments. Moments that stay burned in fans' memories forever. Halloween Havoc 2025 will be remembered for many things. But at the center of it all stands Blake Monroe, the The devilish beauty of NXT. She proved that even a heel can shine brighter than anyone else. She reminded the world that wrestling isn't just about power, it's about presence. And she showed that when performance meets confidence, magic happens. From the mirrors to the spotlight, from jeers to cheers, she owned every second. In a night full of tricks, Blake Monroe was the ultimate treat. And somewhere between the reflections and reality, she made history. Because when the mirror shattered, a new queen was born.